everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please Paper Crafts, and in this video I'm going to be sharing some cards and a scrapbook layout that I created using the Spellbinders January card kit. And I just had so much fun creating with this kit, and I have lots of stuff left over, and I thought it would be fun to share the projects that I created and also show you what I have left in my kit and how I'm planning to store that in my craft room. So I did a couple of other videos on my YouTube channel. In one video I shared the contents of the kit and talked a little bit about organizing. In the second video I shared some tips on how to get started when you have a large card making kit like this. And in the third video I shared how I created my first card. And I am working on a fourth video where I'm going to show the scrapbook process for the layout that I created. And I'm in the process of creating the voiceover, and as soon as that video is finished, I'll be posting that up on my YouTube channel. And so let's go ahead and just get started with looking at the different things that I created here. Okay, so this is the first card that I created using the kit. And you may have seen this card already because I have a video where I shared the process for how I created this card. And I think it really came out really pretty. I love all the gold foiling and the gold glitter. And to create this card, I just used some of the pattern paper that came in the kit, some of the die cuts, and some of the glitter foam hearts, and some mirror card. All of the things that I used on this card came in this card kit. And so one of the other things that I was kind of contemplating as I was creating the video and doing the voiceover for this card when I created the card making video was that a lot of the techniques that I used when I created this card were the same techniques I used when I scrapbook. And if you have trouble when you're creating clusters on a scrapbook layout, creating cards is a really awesome way to practice your clustering techniques and your layering. And so it's really a lot of fun, I think, to create cards. And so I'm really happy with the way that this one turned out. Okay, so the next card that we have here, this is a slimline card. And when I was looking through the different ephemera or die cuts that were included in the kit, they had all these hearts. And I thought it would be really pretty to do something where the hearts were going up. And so I ended up creating this card. And I didn't have enough hearts to actually do all of the hearts that I have here. So what I did was I took the different pieces that came in the ephemera and I just traced them and cut additional hearts out of paper so that I could have more hearts to play with. And I layered 3 hearts in different sizes, and then I used a little stapler to staple them together and to give dimension. So I just I love the way it almost looks like the hearts are exploding out of the sentiment. And the sentiment says, "Beautiful hearts belong together." And when I was thinking about the card design and seeing all the different hearts that were included in this card kit, I thought all those hearts really did belong together on one card. And this little border strip that I did here was actually one of the ephemera pieces that has a little 𝗖𝗄𝗄. And I cut that in half and extended it because it wasn't really long enough to stretch across the card, but because the sentiment was going to be there on top of it, you would never have known that I cut that in half. And then the little strips of gold were just some gold mirror card that I cut with my paper trimmer. Okay, so that's the second card. Okay, so this was the other slimline card that I created. And you'll notice here, both of these are slimline cards because they're tall and skinny. And you can also do a slimline card this way if you do a landscape style. But I did both of these as portrait cards. This one is a little bit smaller. I want to say this is a 3.5 by 8. And this one is a 4 by 9, I think maybe. But you can create slimline cards in all different sizes. I just decided to do this one a little bit smaller. And I used, again, some of the ephemera. This is some hot air balloons. I did pull in some washi tape from my stash. So I guess maybe I should tell y'all the things that I didn't use that were not in the kit. Or I said that wrong. I'll tell you the things that I use in addition to the contents of what was in the kit. I used some of this twine, and then also some little clear gems from 𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗽 stamps. And then the third thing that I used was some washi tape. And I think I used 3 or 4 different washi tapes. It may have only been 2 or 3. I can't remember. But all of the washi tape was washi tape that I had in my stash. There was not any washi tape included in the kit. Okay, so I used a title here from the also from the kit. And then the other thing that I decided to do was to add in all of these little sequins at the top, just to kind of give it the effect of that being up in the clouds and flying. Yeah, aren't those sequins beautiful? That came in the kit. You got a whole pack of sequins, and they're white, but they kind of have a holographic effect, and they look different colors depending on what you put them on. And I used a ton of those sequins, and I still have a lot of those left. Okay, so this next card, I used some pattern paper, and then also this was a tag that was included in the kit. I added some twine and put a bow there. And then this is a piece of chipboard that was in the kit. And then I added some butterflies and just put some gems on the card to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay. This next one is this one with a little car. It was inspired by the card. And then there was this quote there, "Life is a journey best traveled together." And when I saw this little car and then I saw that quote, I thought that they belonged together. And then this banner, it just makes it look very festive. And I wanted to make it look like the car was like traveling and there was a party going on. And so I added some sequins, and then in the background I have some washi tape. There's a black cardstock, then another pattern paper from the paper pad, and then some more black cardstock. So this kit does come with a 6x6 paper pad, and that's where I got all of my pattern paper. And it does also include some cardstock. And I think I might have brought in a couple of other pieces of scrap cardstock from my craft room, but a lot of the cardstock I used for the cards came from this kit. Okay, and then let's see, this next one is another one that I use tags. So this little blue and pink tag was also in the ephemera. I used a chipboard piece here for my sentiment. And then I created 2 additional tags using the pattern paper. And then just added this cute little poodle. And I thought that one turned out really cute. So you can see some of my cards are a lot more simple. And then the other ones I did obviously spend more time. Okay, I did have this one in here, but this was not created using this card kit. It was created using another one of the kits from Spellbinders, which is the Glimmer kit. So there was the Glimmer kit for January, which includes glimmer plates and dies, and I created this card using that kit. And so that one took a little bit longer because I did have to die cut all that out. And the foiling on this heart was done using the Glimmer, the hot Glimmer foiling system. The camera's really not picking up how pretty that is. Let me see if I can get it a little closer so y'all can see. Oh, there we go. See how pretty that is? And then I did fussy cut out this gold mirror card to kind of put a border on that heart. Okay, and then this card here, I created this little shaker. And this little frame here was included in the die cuts. And then we have another little poodle. And then some pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pad, some chipboard pieces. And then the little flowers that are in here was actually created using this die that came with the Glimmer foil kit system. And so yeah, that card, this is probably one of my favorite cards that I created. I think it's really cute having the shaker there. And you'll notice that even if I make all of the pieces go down to the bottom of my shaker, how some of them still stay up there. And I did that by gluing those flowers and sequins onto the background so that you always have something in your shaker, so that not everything is just sitting at the bottom of your shaker. Okay, this next card I created using scraps. So this one, I just took a piece of scrap cardstock, and then I took little strips of paper that were left over from other cards that I created, and I just layered them on top of that cardstock, and then just trimmed it up and used it as the base for my card. And then I also did use a scallop punch, and I did create a couple of borders as well. And then this is some of the chipboard that was included, some of the gold glitter foam stickers, and then the large piece of floral here is also one of the die cuts. Okay, this next one is You Will Forever Be My Always. And this was two of the pieces of ephemera that were in the kit, and I thought they would look really pretty layered. This is actually a wreath, and then I layered this circle sentiment on top of that. And then here is one of the sentiments that comes on the glitter stickers. Now I used a couple of strips of gold washi tape. Okay, and then this card here, I thought it would be fun to do something a little bit festive using this little banner with the hearts. And so I took some of the gold mirror card and my fringe scissors, and I created that fringe, and then layered that border strip on top, and then added some of the little gemstones. And this was another one where I created the background using just some leftover paper scraps. That's really fun to create your own paper designs using leftover scraps. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to give even more dimension by layering on top of the ones that are there. So I will put them all down and just match them up, and then I will lay more strips on top and eventually build up some dimension on the card as well. So it's not really a flat paper, it has dimension. Okay, and then the last card that I have here is this one, which is Friends Forever. And this one, I used the die that came in the kit. There's a banner die, and then this little rainbow and the little hearts. And that's the last card. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take a look at the scrapbook layout that I did. Okay, so this is the layout that I created, and I did use a couple of things from Felicity Jane. This stripe paper was from Felicity Jane Capri collection. And then also this black and white paper and this heart paper, they all came from that same Felicity Jane collection. And also this journaling card, the Follow Your Heart. All of the other ephemera that's on this layout comes from the Spellbinders kit. And then this pattern paper down here at the bottom with these really pretty florals and the gold foiling. See if I can get that gold foiling to show up. It's really pretty if I can get it to show up. But this floral paper, it actually came from the Spellbinders card kit. And it's not really showing it to me as pretty as it is in person. It's so hard sometimes to get things to show up right on the camera. But anyway, this is actually 6x6 paper that I pieced together. And there is a little bit of a seam right here. But I don't think you would even notice that unless I pointed it out. So I also used a couple of washi strips, and then let's see what else. Also the title, this chipboard letters and these puffy alphas, that also came from Felicity Jane. So this is a combination of some of the items that I got from the Felicity Jane Black Friday grab bag, and then and the items that were in this Spellbinders January kit. So I love creating scrapbook layouts using all of the different ephemera and the embellishments that are included in these card kits. And they just have some really cute embellishments. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's left in the kit so y'all can just get an idea of how awesome this kit is. Okay, so I have quite a bit of sequins left over from the kit, and so I'll have those to use on some more projects. I also have all of these ephemera pieces that were left over, and you can see there's still tons of ephemera that are left that I could use to make cards or to create scrapbook layouts. And it's just amazing how many die cuts you get, and they usually give you 2 of each one. So you would, if you have this die cut in there, there should be another one. You'll get 2 of each one of those pieces. And that's really cool because if you want to make 2 of the same card, you can do that because you have 2 of each die cut. Okay, I also have all of these little foam sentiments left over with the gold glitter. And I only used 2 of those, so I have tons of those left to use on cards or on layouts. Okay, we also have quite a bit of the chipboard left. I did use quite a bit of this chipboard. I can't believe there's still that much left on there though. Okay, and then here are the gold glitter foam stickers. And I used almost all the hearts. I have a few hearts left over, but there was tons of hearts on here. I love the little hearts. And that was my favorite thing, I think, on here. But there's lots and lots of things there that I can still use on other projects. Okay, let's see. I also have the paper pad. So this was the paper pad that was included in the kit. And I do have some full sheets of paper still left. I have quite a few, actually. You can see here how many full sheets of paper that I have. And then the bigger sheets that were kind of used a little bit, I still stuck back in there. So I have all of this paper still left. I did a pretty good job using the paper pad though. And then in this pocket here, so this is just a storage pocket that I pick up from Amazon. It's a DVD storage sleeve, and I'll put a link to any of the storage and organization products that I'm going to share in this video if y'all are interested in that. But anything that's too big to fit into the smaller ephemera pocket that I use, I will usually put it in this. And I have all of this paper left over. All of these scraps were left over from cards and different things that I created. And so that's tons and tons of scraps still that can be used. Okay, and let's see. I do have the envelopes here, and then I also have a couple of cards left over because some of the cards I created my own card bases. So with this kit, you get 10 cards and 10 envelopes, and they're A2 size, but you could make cards of any size. You could just get a piece of cardstock and just create your own card base. And that's what I did for a few of the cards, including the slimline cards that I created. So here is the documentation for my kit. I'm going to be creating an organization reference guide that I can use going forward to be able to help me stay organized and to kind of create an inventory of what I have in my craft room so that if I'm trying to find something, I'll kind of know where to go to find it. And then I just stuck a bunch of the scrap card stock in the back of that. As I was working on the kit, I was using this bin. This bin comes in a set with a bunch of other bins, and I picked it up from Tuesday Mornings. It was a set of 10 different bins, but I did find one similar to this on Amazon, and it was also in a set, and I'll put a link to that in the description below if you're interested in finding one of those. But somebody had asked me where I got it and what the dimensions were, and so I had to go see if I could find it somewhere, and I was able to find it actually on Amazon. I think you can get like I want to say it was like 6 pieces for $10 or 15 pieces for $15. It's not super expensive. I don't know if I'm saying those prices right, so don't hold me to that. Okay, I'll put links to where you can find those sets though in the description below. Okay, and then I have some full sheets of cardstock left and also some scraps, which I have here at the bottom. Okay, so that's all of the different things that were left over in the kit. But in addition to getting all of the paper and ephemera and embellishments, you also get a die set and a stamp set that comes in the card kit. So the card kit for January came with this die set right here, which is all of these pieces right here. That came in this card kit. And then the stamp set that came with this card kit is this one right here. So that also came in the card kit as well. So you do have that to use going forward. So not only do you have all of these products that are more consumable that eventually you're going to use up, you'll also have your dies and stamps left over that you can use for future projects. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about organization. So I want to go ahead and put this away since I'm going to start using a different kit for the month of February. And what I want to do is to go ahead and put this into my storage, and I can always go back and pull things out from here if I think that I have a project that I might want to use something that is from this kit. So I want to keep it organized so I know where to get it. And I'm just going to go ahead and tuck all of this ephemera into this CD sleeve. And this is a CD DVD sleeve. It's like a 5x5 square. I just put a piece of cardstock in there to give it a little bit of structure. And then I'm just going to tuck all of my dies into this little pocket. And I'll go ahead and finish doing that later, but I'll put all of these into the pocket. And then you can just go ahead and tuck the flap into the back, and they don't fall out and they're secure. And this is really a heavy-duty pocket. I've never had one of these split on me before, and so I really like using these because when you get the little paper, let's see, where'd it go? This little plastic, or these plastic cellophane packages that come from the manufacturer, a lot of time, over time, as you are opening and closing this and taking things in and out, they will rip on the side. They're super easy to rip. You can see that just pulling that, it made it rip. And so I don't really like keeping my dies in these cellophane plastic bags because a lot of times they get loose and they go everywhere. So I want to keep that contained. Now, one of the other things I will do is I will cut this out with my scissors and then just tuck that into the back here so I know where these dies came from, and I'll have this included with my storage. Okay, so I did talk a little bit about this in my first video when I shared the kit, but I have my card kit stored in this bin. This was another bin that I picked up from Tuesday Mornings. It's a little square white bin, and it fits the 6x6 paper pads, which is the reason why I decided to use this bin to store my card kits, because it has because it can fit a full 6x6 paper pad. Now this one's kind of full, so I'll probably have to find a different bin to put this card kit in, but you'll get the idea. So what I'll do is I have these cards that came in the card kit, and I'm using this as a divider tab, and I'm just going to tuck all of the stuff that came in the kit together and then put the card for January right here in front, so I'll know that all of the items there go together. And eventually over time, once I've used up enough of that kit, I will probably just put this in with some of my other embellishments. So I might take something like these foam stickers and just put it with my other embellishments in my craft room, where I have all of my titles or foam stickers together. And so I'll just do it that way. So I don't think there's any right or wrong way to organize, and I do keep things in my craft room in different ways. But if I have a kit, I like to keep that kit together until I've used up enough of it that I feel like I probably would use it more if it was organized a different way. So in the future, I might take you know, things out and put it with other things in my craft room so that I can more easily find it if I'm not using it as a kit anymore. So the other thing that I'm planning to do is to take these papers that I had printed out with the contents of the different kits that I got from January, and I'm going to put this into a binder. And so I just have this printed out here. I'm going to put this into a binder, and so I can create a reference guide as I get the kit each month. I'll keep myself organized, and so I'll be able to know where in my craft room to go to get this kit. And I'll also have a book. It'll be an 8.5 by 11 binder that I'll be able to keep all this in. And I think I'm going to be organizing it by category. So I'll probably have a category for Valentine's and love, and I would probably put this kit under that. And so when I'm looking for something to do with those themes, I'll be able to know that I have this kit and then know where to go find it in my craft room. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about was the dies and stamps. So I have been storing a lot of my dies and stamps in pockets and just tucking them in with the card kit. But what I'm finding is that I don't use those dies and stamps because I don't remember that they're there. So I'm going to be changing my organization for my dies and stamps and storing them together with my other dies and stamps, and so that I will be able to have all of my dies together and all of my stamps together. And if I'm looking for a heart, I would have a way to be able to see all of the hearts that I have, or all of the banners that I have. And so I'm still working on how that organization is actually going to be, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be making a reference guide that I'll keep in my craft room. And so I'm still trying to work on how I'll be storing my stamps and my dies and keeping those organized, but I'm definitely going to be creating a reference guide or an inventory. I think that's really going to be able to help me to find things that are in my craft room. Right now I have a lot of my dies and stamps stored by categories, but I don't have a reference guide to know exactly what I have. And I think it would be very helpful to have that. And so that's what I'm planning to do. And eventually, once I get that a little bit more organized, I'll do another video just on how I organize and store my stamps and dies. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed seeing the projects that I created with this Spellbinders card kit for January. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. So if you like this video, please give it a like. If you would like to see more videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my channel. So y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.